for joining us again today. We are still talking about work, but today we are going to look at how to correct someone, how to tell someone that what they did was wrong, but in a way that is helpful. The title of our lesson is Correcting Someone at Work. And Kevin is also here.
Hello everybody, my name is Kevin. I'm very happy to be here with you. Now before every show, we start with the Let's Begin reading, and Andrea is going to do that for us.
Let's begin. Mr. Business talks about correcting someone at work. Correcting someone can make you feel uncomfortable, but actually, correcting someone helps that person. You're explaining a rule or helping them understand how you feel about their behavior. Just don't talk to them in front of others so you don't embarrass them.
Wow, this lesson looks like it can be really helpful. So let's begin with Conversation A.
Thanks for taking time to meet with me, Mr. Business. I know you're a busy businessman.
You're right.
I want to ask you something. What do you do when you need to correct one of your workers?
Correcting someone can be hard. You might feel uncomfortable or think you're being rude.
I have felt that way.
But actually, correcting people helps them.
Well, we just saw Susie interviewing Mr. Business in Conversation B. And
Andrea? Actually, that was Conversation A.
Oh, that was Conversation A.
Yeah, that was Conversation A.
Oh, you're right, Kevin. Thank you for correcting me.
No problem. I'm always here to help.
Yes, and always here to correct. Well, our key word is correct. Now, when you correct someone, you tell them something that they did wrong or something that they are doing wrong. You help them learn and you help them be right.
That's right. Sometimes when I play sports, I have a coach correct me when I am doing something wrong. Now, let's say I play basketball like this, someone's going to have to correct me because I need to throw a basketball like that.
You're right, and it helps when people correct you. It helps you learn and it helps you be a better player or a better student or a better worker. But it's not always easy to correct people, and sometimes it's not easy to listen to people when they correct you as well. Actually, it's not easy, but it is helpful. Actually, we have another key word to talk about. It is actually. Now, if someone says something that is maybe not right or not true, and you want to correct them or say something else, you can use this word, actually.
Well, someone could say to me, hey, your shirt looks like it's orange or pink. And I can say, actually, it's a salmon color.
Today, I kept thinking that it was Thursday, but actually, it is Friday. And we actually have more to learn now in Conversation B.
Explain how it helps someone.
Maybe someone doesn't know a rule, or they don't know how you feel about their behavior. You're helping them understand.
I see.
Also, I only correct someone when no one else is around.
You don't want to embarrass them in front of others.
That's right.
Thanks, Mr. Business. You seem like a great boss.
So in conversation B, Susie wants to know how correcting someone can actually help someone. So she asks Mr. Business, explain how it helps someone. And we shall explain our next key word, and that is explain. Explain. When you explain something, you talk about something to help someone know it better. So, for example, hey, Andrea, can you explain how to boil an egg?
Oh, sure, I can explain how to boil an egg. You put cold water in a pot. You put the pot on the stove. You boil the water. When the water is boiling, you put the egg in the water and you boil it for about 10 minutes. Well, that's how I would explain boiling an egg.
Well, that was very helpful. Thank you, Andrea. Well, Mr. Business explains why correcting someone can help someone. He says maybe that person does not know a rule. And rule is our next key word. That is rule. Rule. Now, a rule is something you set up to tell someone you can do this or you cannot do this. So when we play sports or games, there are a lot of rules you should follow. Andrea, what is another example of a rule?
Well, there are many rules that we need to follow or listen to every day. If I'm driving, I need to follow the rules of the road. If the light is red, the rule is I need to stop my car. If the light is green, well, then I can go.
That is a very important rule to follow. We all need to be safe when driving. Finally, Dr. or Mr. Business tells us one more thing we should do. When we correct someone, we want to do it when no one else is around, when it's just you and that person, because you do not want to embarrass them. And that is our next keyword, embarrass. Embarrass. Now, when you embarrass someone, it means you make someone not look good or you make them look bad. Andrea, it's not good to embarrass people, is it?
It is not good to embarrass people. You don't want to embarrass people. That's why Mr. Business gives some good advice. He says correct someone when no one else is around. So correct that person when you are alone, when no one else can hear what you are saying.
We have to thank Mr. Business for giving us so much good advice. Now let's move on to our Read It.
Do you have a hard time correcting another person? It can be hard. Maybe you feel uncomfortable or think you're being rude. But actually, you are helping people when you correct them. You're explaining a rule or helping the person understand how you feel about their behavior. When you correct someone, don't do it in front of other people. You don't want to embarrass them.
Our Read It starts with a question. Do you have a hard time correcting another person? Do you have a hard time correcting another person? Well, let's look at these words, hard time. When you have a hard time with something or a hard time doing something, that means it's not easy for you. So we can use these words in other ways.
That's right. For example, when I'm working on my homework and it is taking me a long time, a friend can be asking me, "What is taking you so long?" And I can say, "I am having a hard time with my homework."
Let's look at a few more sentences with these words. Sarah has a hard time being on time.
Ooh.
She is often late. Or you can say, I'm having a hard time with my project. Can you help me? Can you explain what I need to do again?
That's right. One more example. I am having a hard time understanding how to use hard time. Eh?
Well, maybe
Eh?
I should explain it to you again, Kevin.
Okay.
No, I know you know it. So we hope that you can use these words. We hope you don't have a hard time knowing how to use them. Well, it's not easy to correct someone because sometimes a person might feel uncomfortable or they may think you're being rude. Now, we saw this word uncomfortable in our conversation. If you are uncomfortable doing something, that means you are not comfortable. It's not easy for you. You can even say you have a hard time doing things you are uncomfortable with.
That's right. For example, I might have a hard time playing tennis. I can say I am uncomfortable with playing tennis.
Well, I hope you feel comfortable practicing our key words with us. I know you won't have a hard time with these. The first one is correct. Correct. Please correct me if I say your name wrong.
Actually, I thought I would love this movie, but actually, I didn't like it.
Explain. Explain. I don't understand. Please explain.
Rule. Rule. Can you explain the rules to me? I don't want to do the wrong things.
Embarrass. Embarrass. You embarrassed me when you told everyone about my mistake. Well, great job with those keywords. Now we'll be right back.